This is the 725. It is our mid-range frame for leader bikes in our 7 series. The difference between the 721 and the 725 in our 7 series is the 725 comes with an upgraded seat stay, chain stay, seat tube, dropouts, and also smooth invisible welds. This is the matte black colorway for the 725. This frame also comes in 6 different colors. The paint is a high-end polyurethane paint, which is very scratch resistant and will help keep your bike looking good for years to come. And now, I'm going to show you how to build this bad boy. The first thing you want to do when setting up your Leader 725 is grab a 27.2 seat post, apply light grease to the seat post. So you tighten down the seat post just sparingly so that it'll hold, because when you put the bike into the stand, you're gonna clamp it by the seat post so you don't run the risk of putting a dent in your frame. The next thing that I like to do when building bikes is I like to start from the front and work my way back. So I took the Leader i805TR fork using my headset bearing race tool. I set the headset race onto the fork, which is a nice simple task if you have the correct tool. Once setting the race on the fork, I took the actual headset cups, and using the Park Tool cup press, I pressed the cups into the head tube so that everything's nice and flush and smooth. Once that's all together, you can slide the fork into the frame and put the desired amount of spacers or no spacers at all, and mark around the steer tube of the fork, because you'll have to cut the excess off, and you want to go about 1 to 2 millimeters underneath the line that you marked, so that when you tighten the headset cap down, it doesn't touch the fork itself. After you've cut off the excess of the fork, you can actually assemble the whole front end. So you slide the fork into the head tube, put the top cap of the headset on there, put your spacer or stem, then second spacer, and then tighten it all together and make sure that it stays together. Once the front end's set up, I'll then put my bars on, and with this bike we use the Leader Saber bullhorns. So now that the whole front end is set up, I'll then go to the bottom bracket, thread in drive side first, get that nice and snug, and then you have to use the tool and tighten it down. Then you go non-drive side, and then you're ready to throw the cranks on. And what you want to do with that is just drive side first, slide the crank on with your hand, get an 8mm Allen wrench and torque it down, and then repeat the same process with the non-drive side. Now that you have the overall bike set up, I would slide my wheels in just to see how they're going in. Front first, boom, it's in there, snug it down. Then throw the back wheel in, snug it down. And now that the bike is ready, I can now put the chain on, adjust the chain to the correct length. And now with that process done, I just go through and make sure everything is snug and tight. No bolts are not tightened, so that you don't get going down the street and have your bars slip or your wheel turn. Once you're sure that everything is snug and tight and you haven't missed anything, it's time to go out and have a good time and ride.